life now. And today we have the hook or hawk. I'm not from America. So we have the hook today about, do you really know how you could actually find out where you should live? Because it's not, maybe you're born in one country, but maybe your soul actually should live in another country, what's much better for you because your astrology, chakra, and all that. So I have the luck to find this beautiful girl, Isabel, from New York, and she lives in Madrid now. And I'm so excited because it's something I've studied for a while about. And I meet another lady, but she was not ready. But when I booked Isabella and I asked her, "Will you want to be my guest in my show?" She was yes, and I'm so happy she grabbed the chance. So welcome, and let you produce yourself. Thank you so much for being in the show, and thank you for listening to us. Thank you, Isabella. It's your time to shine.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on your live on your show. Very nice to meet everyone. Hello, my name is Isabel. And yeah, basically, I am an evolutionary astrologer who specializes in astrocartography. And so, if you're not familiar with astrocartography, what it basically is, it's a subdiscipline of astrology that was invented in the United States, where I'm from, in the 1970s by a man named Jim Lewis, and he found that you can map your birth chart, like your astrology birth chart, against a map of the world. And also, he came up with a concept called the relocated chart as well. And so basically, when you map your birth chart against the world, these planetary lines show up. You could go on different online softwares such as AstroClick Travel is one of them that's free that you can use. And you can see that planetary lines overlay over different parts of the world, different countries, different cities. And each of those planetary lines tends to bring a different energy with it. And so those could really influence your experiences. And then on top of that, we've got the relocated charts. And so what a relocated chart is it's basically your birth chart, but made to be as if you were born in that other city or country where you're relocating. So typically, the ascendant, like rising sign, changes a lot of the time. The angles, the four angles of the birth chart, the ascendant, the descendant, the IC, and the midheaven, they shift, and the planets change houses, and that can have a very big impact on your experience, either visiting or living in a different place. And
Mm.
so that is what I specialize in. And it's really, really useful for people who want to live abroad, and maybe they've lived abroad before, but maybe they've had like quite a challenging or not so ideal kind of experience where they moved abroad because maybe like that place where they chose is not in alignment with their chart energetically. And so it can be very good, like a very good tool for people to use when they want to decide, okay, where do I want to live abroad, whether temporarily, long term, where do they want to travel. Because like I said, a lot of different experiences can emerge, um, depending on where you go, depending on the energy of the astrology, the astrocartography, of the planetary lines and the relocated chart. And so, anyone who's looking to move abroad or travel long term or even short term could definitely, I think, benefit from this amazing tool.
And do it change? Like, do it change every year, or it's from when you're born, it all the time, or it's moving with the planets, or
Well, I mean, the experience that you have probably wouldn't change too much. It wouldn't vary too much. But obviously, like the transits, the planetary transits,
mm,
um, like that are happening can affect you. Like, let's say you live on a moon line, right? and we recently had the full moon in Cancer. If you're living on a moon line, for example, um, you would feel the energies of the full moon in Cancer quite a bit more strongly than you would if you were living on a different line. And the house that the moon would be transiting in your birth chart would be highlighted during that period even more so. So
Mm.
the overall, I don't know if that answers your question, like the overall vibe wouldn't necessarily change, but like depending on what planetary transits are occurring at a given time, if there's a Pluto transit and you're on a Pluto line, you might feel that energy more. But that's basically how it works more or less.
Mm. Yeah, I find out today there was someone who write because Venus and Pisces today something do something like that, and then they say, oh, if you have Pisces in your charts, that will affect. And then I was going in and saying, though I don't have any Pisces in my houses or in my
Yeah, like
planet.
have any planets in Pisces.
No.
Um but everybody in every birth chart, we have the 12 houses, and
Yeah.
we have house rulership. So it begins with the ascendant. The ascendant sign rules the first house, and then it goes like in
Mm,
that order. Like, let's say your ascendant is in I don't know, Capricorn. Mine's in Capricorn. And then your second house, that would rule your first house, and your second house would be ruled by Aquarius. Your third house would be
mm,
ruled by Pisces. So everyone in their birth chart has a house that is each house is going to be ruled by a different sign. So even if you don't have a lot of Pisces or any Pisces planets, there's still going to be an area of your birth chart that has
okay.
Pisces energy.
I could not find it, but okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Because I studying about astrology. I have like my rising now ascendant is Aquarius.
Yes.
Um, so
So then
so
that would mean that you would have Pisces ruling over, governing your second house of
mm,
finances, resources, values, and material wealth. And
mm,
so your approach to managing money and all of that might be very like free and more relaxed, rather than like tight, like and strict with the
mm,
Pisces ruling over the second house.
mm, hmm. It's so interesting. I love so much like that's why I was so crazy when I find this first time I hear about this astrography. I was like, wow, because I studying astrology so much, and I was like, and then I studying human design, so I'm like, all these things in the world. I see in the future there's no psychologies and all that because I see what I do and what you do, and with human design and with breathing and yoga and healing, we can find our pure soul very much easier in life in the future.
Yeah, I think like the thing is that there's so many different tools out there that people can use to like understand themselves better and to connect with themselves better and understand how they relate not only to themselves but to the collective, to others as
Yeah,
well. And so I
yeah,
think
and also when
astrology.
you, no, you talk.
Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, no, I just think astrology, human design, even I also like numerology, although I'm not
Mm,
as well versed in numerology as I am in astrology and astrocartography, but all of these could be really good tools, that we can
yes,
incorporate
I
in
love
our life.
it. I have education in nomology, so I love it. So I can every day go in and see, okay, what energy is it today? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
which year are we in, and how is this name fitting? So
Yeah,
yeah,
and today we've
it
entered the sun has entered Aquarius. So the sun has entered a new sign
mm,
today. Oh no, not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 20th.
mm.
So nice, moment to
So now it's frozen a little. 2 seconds. I'm moving. It's your internet or my internet? I think.
think. I don't know. I think
So
mine is okay.
now it's good. Yes, yes. Maybe I move my phone. Sometimes I may move my phone. What did you say? You say Aquarius going in, and then.
Yeah, the sun, like we're going from Capricorn season to Aquarius season.
Mm,
Um now. And so, like, this is a really good time to think about, like, who we are as individuals, our sense of independence, our sense of originality, what makes us unique, going against, the grain, going against what society wants us to be. Those are all very big themes that have to do with Aquarius. And so we're like about to enter that season now, tomorrow. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and then it must have double effective because Pluto is in Aquarius too, so it must be double.
Yes, yes. Pluto entered Aquarius in November, and it's
Yes.
20-year cycle. It's gonna be in Pluto
Mm,
for 20 years. So yeah, it's quite a long time, huh? That it's gonna be, because it's the furthest outer. Now scientists consider it a dwarf planet, not like a regular planet, but whatever. In astrology, it's the furthest outer planet, so it takes longest to orbit the Earth, so it makes sense that it like takes longest to change signs. And
mm,
an important thing to know is with the Pluto in Aquarius transit, the house where Pluto is in your is transiting in your birth chart is going to show where you're going to experience the most changes and transformations in your life. For example, mine is transiting, just began transiting the second house. So that
mm.
means that my financial situation is going to change probably very dramatically. So I'm like, oh, I hope so. Because everything is so expensive.
Hello, everyone who's looking at us. Thank you so much for looking with us. It's so
Hello.
interesting. So when people want to book a session with you, they book it, and then they must know when they're born. Eh? The time they
Yes.
must know it.
Yeah,
Mm,
and the day, the month, the year, and the time. The
mm,
time is very important. I've had a lot of clients ask me, I don't know the exact time. Is that okay? Like, or I have no idea what time, and I tell them no, like I can't do the reading without the time, because without the time I can't know the ascendant. Without the ascendant, I can't know the houses and the house placements, and that's like
mm.
integral to the chart
Yeah,
reading.
because
And
I
you
think
need
that's for
your
everyone. You must go out and find out when you're born because
Yeah,
it-
yeah. I mean, it's crazy because I recently had a client tell me that she ended up finding out when she was born, but it wasn't on her birth certificate. And I was
well,
like that's crazy. But I mean, I believe it. There's some, I don't know, some places maybe they're not good with the record keeping, but
mm,
also the location where you're born. Obviously, you need to know the location. But I think that's a bit
mm,
easier to know for some people, for most people, than the time.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's what
But then I was living in Croatia, and that was really interesting. They almost everyone know when they was born. That was really interesting.
yeah.
Every people I meet, my clients, I ask them, "Yeah, I am born that," and they know exactly when the moon was and the rise. I was like, "Wow."
Wow. So you found that people in Croatia were very like invested in astrology, like they were in.
No, I don't think just they know that from child. I don't know why, but no,
Yeah,
they not know what it effect on them at all before I start telling them what it have an effect on them. But
interesting. But so they just know what time they were born. Interesting.
yeah, and they know what sun and moon accident was like. They know about that.
Yeah, I think in the US where I'm from, a lot of people are very into astrology, and
Mm,
at least the people I know, a lot of them tend to know at least their big three, we call it, the sun, the moon, and the ascendant. But not everyone knows what time they're born. But I
mm,
think in the US more so than in Spain. When I talk to people here in Spain, like Spanish people, it's it's not a very big thing in this country, I feel like astrology.
mm.
I think with some
Mm,
people, but compared to certain countries like the
mm,
US, it's not as much. I don't see it
mm.
as
No, but
popular.
same here in Denmark. It's I think a lot of young people they know it, but a lot of people of my age or in the 40s, they it's like half. It's like this, just blah blah. But then I start saying something, but you are that or that. Then I say to him, you cannot tell me it's not true because I can see in front of my eyes. And I
Yeah.
say it have big impact on you of, like I say I am air, and then I have my fire in the middle. So it's so, and though I don't really have this earth and water with me, but of course I know we have it all, but and I have a friend, she's fire, and she live with the snow. I say that's good, so you can go out and so that also have a big impact on us.
Yeah, no, definitely. And when did you get into astrology? Like, have you been into it for a while, or it's
Yeah,
more of a
yeah, yeah.
thing
For all my life, almost. I
your
think
whole life?
yeah, I think from I
And
was
you feel like your
teenage.
chart, you feel like your chart resonates with you at all, or a
Yeah,
lot?
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
also I've not get my full human design, but I have get some of it, and it also tell I do exactly the job I should. I'm a tantra teacher, and it say exactly you are born to do tantra. So
yeah, yeah. It's interesting because for me, I had always been really into astrology, since I was about like 17, 18 years old. And I really started getting into it more and more as I got older. But I didn't really like fully decide to pursue it this far until I moved to Madrid. And in Madrid, my birth chart ruler, like in the relocated chart, Mars is in the ninth house in the relocated chart,
mm,
and the ninth house has to do with a lot of this spirituality, higher learning, openness to new ideas, astrology. And so it like I really believe in all of it because it's
it
everything.
is.
It's all been true for me, like, and my clients, like, just things that I see in their relocated charts versus their birth chart, like, just it's really, really fascinating. And I think people can be closed off to it. But maybe because they feel like they're getting exposed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I know what you mean. I know that it's the same. Yeah, but I believe in next 2 years everyone will wake up and find out it's so important. So
yeah, I mean, we're
um
in the age of Aquarius, as they're saying.
yeah,
So
and I have the same problem with my work this time. People are like, what is that? What is that? That it's only something to do with sex. And I was like, no, it has nothing to do with that at all. It's a
yeah,
beautiful lifestyle. It's something where you learn to connect with your heart. It's something about astrology. Tantra have also something to do with astrology because that have a different impact on your soul, how you interact with your partner, and it's about how can you learn to talk. I always say to people, it's a way how you learn also to talk with each other. So,
yeah.
and when did this astrography starting? Because that's something I first started see for 3 4 months ago. I never hear about it before.
I mean, it's been
I know you
around.
say the
It's
guys, but when
it's
did it start getting out to the world? I never hear about it.
I mean, I've known about it for quite a while, maybe like a couple of years. But it really emerged in the 1970s,
Yeah.
with Jim Lewis, who's the founder. But I guess I don't know with the I guess it really didn't get its big break until maybe I want to say like maybe 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I mean, or maybe it just wasn't on our radar. But I think a platform that's really helped get it out there is TikTok.
Mm.
TikTok has really helped get astrocartography out there. So has YouTube. I think, there's so much information that we didn't know about because you would have to go purchase books, right, or do very deep digging online. But now with these social media platforms, especially YouTube and TikTok, which just got banned in the US today,
It's
fortunately,
a
I'm
big.
very,
I'm
very
sending bless to all the business people. I send you bless a
yeah,
lot.
very that
But
that
I think it's gonna open in 5 days again or something.
yeah, we
So
have to We have to see what happens,
Mhm.
but
But I send blessing and love to everyone who have affected of that because it's 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 a huge sum. It's the job.
yeah, and I think people don't understand, like, even though here in the EU that we have
Mm,
that we do have TikTok
everywhere.
still, the problem is, like, the US Americans made up such a huge base, like a huge viewer base, and so those were prospective, clients, people that we could collaborate with, work with, get to know, build community with, and now they're gone basically.
Mm,
So
exactly.
uh, it's
But
going
also a lot of these people is the job. It's the only job they have. Like
yeah,
if someone in YouTube, like someone in YouTube, I have one I following with Libra who is talking about Libra, and from one day to the other, she get her monetize was taken away from her, and she living from it. So
yeah, because I really think with the age of Aquarius, we're moving away from working for the man, as we say in English,
yes,
and from working for the man, working for corporations, working for the government, and we're trying to really do our own thing,
yes, yes.
with our own resources and our own knowledge and our own passions. But the thing is that the I think the people in charge all over the world are scared. They don't like that.
But
Um
they need to reading on the. Right now, I see the waves. You need to riding on the waves because you're going so fast. And I always say in my show to every young people who listen to us, go and heal yourself. Going and start your own business because you deserve to be the best version with yourself and to have your own company so you young people can learn to cooperate with each other. It's so important. I always say that. I always. Hmm?
Yeah, like it's very important, but it just I think that the governments, or the people in charge, the big companies, like they don't they don't want to lose workers, for that they could pay nothing, and they don't like the way it's going, and they want to take control. But it's like we started our own businesses because the cost of living got so high, and one job now is not even enough, so it's like
No, but
they
I
it's
mm,
ridiculous. Like a double-edged sword, as we say, a double-edged sword. It's like they want to lose for us, and it's like, no, we have to take the power back, you know
but I think I have been my own business partner since I was 29. And that probably something to do with my Aquarius because I never want to work on anyone. I realized that when I get my son, I was like, no, I'm not gonna work for anyone. I gonna be
yeah.
my own
That's around the time of your Saturn return.
person.
That was around, and that's when we kind of really understand, like, what's been holding us back, what are the lessons we have to learn to move forward. That's the Saturn
Mhm.
return. Saturn returns back to our home sign. It happens
Okay.
about 27 to 29 years. And
Mm.
so it makes sense that at that age is around the time you started your business. I started mine also right around this time of my a little
Mm.
bit post my Saturn return as well.
Mm. Yeah, because I was like, no, no, I don't want to work, man.
Yeah, because we've
I
got that
still, I still
story.
don't want to work on anyone.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I am going so far, so I have sold everything I own. I only have my car and my clothes, so I can travel whenever I want, and I've set myself completely free because I don't want to be in any kind of.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's smart because moving, I've done it multiple times here. Not it's not fun. Not fun at all. And
I
yeah,
try to live in London. I live 15 different places
15.
in
Wow.
1 year. In 1 year.
And when you booked the reading, you specifically mentioned Croatia and London. And so why did you mention those two and not the other ones? Were those the ones where you stayed the longest? Or those the ones where you felt something very strongly energetically?
Something I feel very strong. I've lived in Denmark all my life till I was 49. I moved 2 months before I get 50 from
before you.
Denmark to London because my daughter was there and I was finding my love of my life. So I moved to London um, at that reason. And then after 2.5 years, in the first January 2022, my best friend say, "You have to leave London now because it's taking your light out. So you have to find another country." I was like, "Okay, where should I go?" And then I
Did you
start.
did you feel like it was taking your light, like dimming your light? Did
Yeah,
you feel?
yeah. I get more and more sad. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely was something energetically, but also I don't know, the UK in general, like
mm,
like something there's something some
yeah,
energy there.
but at the same time, there's something still. I like to be there, not but not too long because there's still something business there going on.
Yeah, like
There's
good for
still,
your career, for your business.
yeah, but for a lot of people, there live a lot of business people in London.
Yeah, yeah, there's just a lot of energy around like money, moving money. Yeah,
Yeah, and there
like
is some area in London I really attracted to. Like, I'm like, they're nice, and
you what? Sorry?
there is some area in London I'm very attracted to because they're really nice. You can feel the energy is really nice, and you can feel this, or you can call it like abundance. I calling because I always feel we have to talking about abundance because the abundance is more important of we are rich or pure. It's about abundance. Like,
Yeah, you feel like there's that vibe over there. Yeah.
yeah, there is some places where I really feel wow, here's a big abundance. Like, because I'm really working on where is this word coming, rich and pure. Why should we putting all these things on each other? Because that that putting people some it makes some people, oh, they are that because they are that, and they putting them, oh, they are that, and we should not put, we are all humans, we all in the same line. And we
Right.
can achieve everything in life. But
Yeah.
because we are being manipulated so much.
Yeah, yeah, kind of told like wow, how we're supposed to live, how we're supposed to
Mm,
think. A lot of
yeah,
like yeah, kind
exactly.
of toxic messages at times. Yes,
Mm,
for
yeah, yeah,
sure.
and it keeps going on. It's still one manipulation game.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Uh,
Yeah, but then I like to have this talk show with all us who have realized, okay, we don't want to be part of all this manipulation game. And somehow we still, of course, are in it, but we still are waking enough. So I want always have talk show with people so we can get all this. Hey, you can actually find out where is your soul belongs to and what is your soul purpose and
Yeah, like with the astrocartography, like I said, like it's a really, really great tool. That you know, all the people I've worked with, clients, family, friends, like everyone I've worked with, like a lot of people they don't, you know, they might feel like they don't feel like really that I don't know how to explain it. Like they don't feel called to stay where they are. They feel called to go somewhere else. And it's
mm,
interesting, I've noticed that a lot of people they have a place in mind. I was recently working with a client and he said Thailand, Thailand, and then I looked at his astrocartography and it made sense. Like
mm,
the soul knows, you know, the
yeah,
soul
yeah.
knows.
The soul know and the vibration, the frequency and all that is knowing. But because we are so much in our mind, I just talked with one
We
of my friends.
and
What?
people want
What?
that confirmation and then
Mm,
they or there's multiple destinations they have in mind and with me as an astrocartographer, sorry, I help yeah, like narrow that down and help them understand like yes, this place might be good energetically for friendships and finding community, but maybe in terms of like, you know, doing healing work, it might not be the best. You know, everywhere has a different energy and
mm,
it also really matters what the person is looking for at a given time, you know?
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because a place could be great for career success, but if you want to retire and you don't even want to think about work, why would that might not be the best place, you know? Um,
Exactly.
and
And we have
so
a
it,
nice cat with us. We have a
yeah.
beautiful cat with us. Hello. He looked like Avatar. No, he don't want to look at us. He's very beautiful. It's like he's one of my friend's cat. Now he's can you see him? He looks
Oh, very,
like Avatar. He's so beautiful. He have like an avatar face.
yeah, very beautiful cat.
Yeah, I normally have my own cat. She's not with me today, so I have
Oh,
my own soulmate. So, can you also do it on animals if you know the time they born? Can you do things like that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's never been requested of me,
No, no,
but
it's just because I have realized that the animal has so much soul. So maybe it could also be a good way to look in.
I
I don't know. I don't know my soulmate's time because she was with a family who banned her and threw her out, and she was sitting 4 days on the street. So I will never could find out when she's born, but I have another one, and I have her time when she born, and day and year, and then I know just thinking about.
yeah, you could do it for animals, yes, like obviously if you know the records, you know the time, day, the all of that location. But I've had couples book with me because they're, obviously we have different birth charts, and they're each all they're all very unique. There's no two that are exactly the same, because nobody's born at the same moment, um at the exact same moment. I mean, twins are close, but they're not the same moment. But I've had couples book, families with their children, because children are so sensitive to energy, like I think even more so than adults. And they're in, the formative years are so important,
Yes,
for
yes. That's why I also I wish people like healing themselves before they get parents and know who they are in human design and astrology and love language and know about this I talking about sensual vitality and touch and all that because and then when they get a child they get what you work with astrography what is good for my child and what is how is my child's human design. I really see that it's so important in the future young
Yeah,
people
it's
with
very
their children.
important. I recently did a reading for my friend's daughter, who she just had a baby. There's so much you could learn about how to nurture the child
Mm,
properly,
yeah.
how to like the kind of environment the child needs, the kind of stimulation and activities that would be best for the child based on the birth chart. Um
Mm.
I wish, my parents had done that for me, because they just didn't have that. They had like, it's interesting because my mother's sister, my aunt, is also like, she's also kind of an astrologer. I mean, she's very into it. She's very, very into it. She has all the books. She lives in Italy. My ancestry is Italian, so I have like lots
Mm.
of family in Italy. And but my mother was never like as into it, and I always tell her, like, it would have been so cool if you had looked into that before, but some people just don't have the knowledge, or not that they're against it.
No,
Now that
no.
yeah, I've read their charts for them. I've read their astrocartography. Now they're always asking me for advice. But it takes them a while to get there. It takes some people a while to open up to,
I made like astrology message on both my children when I get them.
like
So
a reading.
yeah, yeah, I was getting like a reading about them. But
Yeah.
but still, yes, the problem is when we get parents because there's no one who's talking enough about how is it to be parents and what can we do and so I also say to my children, I'm sad I could not do better. I was doing my best, but I could not do better. But now I know better, and now we can do better. That I
Yeah.
also say to parents. We
Do.
must listen to our children and find out. how can we do better for all the things we was not doing at that time because we don't know better.
Right, right. Yeah, totally. That's true.
So, mm, so honor. So people. So when they have to book, just before we finish off. So when people should book, they need to go. I will put the link in the comments, and I also will put your information in the description of this video. So they going in your link, and then they're booking, and then they need to have you say tell what they need to have like.
Oh yeah, because it's through because you booked, so you saw it. It's through Calendly, like
Mm,
the software. It's a great system. I really like it. Very user friendly.
mm,
The person just when they sign up to book, it has a questionnaire for the user, for the
mm,
client, and it asks questions just like what's your name. Obviously, if people don't want to share their name, they could give a fake one. It's okay. I don't mind. Some people are very
mm,
private. So what's your name, tell me your date of birth, time of birth, year of birth, all of that. Just maybe like some um we call them like I guess like qualifying questions, like what are you looking to get out of this reading. With the astrocartography, I ask them where they currently live, where they've lived in the past, where they're looking to potentially relocate to, just so that I could look into those places, for them.
mm.
And so yeah, there's just questions that they fill out, and then
And
um
how long time is take for? How long is the session?
astrocartography takes about like 2 hours, like
Mm,
90 minutes to 2 hours usually.
mm,
um Obviously, like some people it might take a bit less or a bit more, because some people are just like, no, I only want to know of this one location and that's it. Like
mm,
but some people put more locations. I
mm,
usually say that they could put up to three that I could look into. And then like my other services, like the standard birth chart reading, take about like, yeah, 60 to 90 minutes.
mm.
Um, and so it's, yeah, so you need quite a bit of time.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. It's
I
just so people know the information. It's so
I like
important.
to be thorough. I like to be thorough and share
Yeah.
everything, all the knowledge.
It's the same with my work. It takes 3 hours. So my session is three
Yeah.
hours. So no,
Um.
no, I say I do my job for my heart, and I don't want to go down for make it so I not feel good about it. I don't want to go and compromise with my work because
Yeah. No.
I
Because you want to put, it's soul work, right?
yes,
It's
exactly.
it you really want to make, you want to be invested in it,
Mm,
person, and also for yourself.
yeah,
um so I feel the same way. I
yes,
like to be as thorough as possible.
mm,
The only time I try to go faster is if people don't want all the details, and
yeah, yeah. But that's
but
then it's the choice. So
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's basically how people can book.
yeah.
I've got tons of different services. I've got like birth chart, solar return, transits, for babies and children, like readings for babies and children, astrocartography, um, and business readings as well.
Oh,
Um, and so, synastry, like for compatibility. And
mm,
so, yeah, the definitely the most popular ones I would say that people book the most are the standard birth chart, the solar
mm,
return, and the astrocartography. Those are like the top three most popular
mm,
ones. I think especially now, because with everything going around, like in the U.S. especially, like just not just now, but even just the past several years, just it's not been the country. People, especially in the US and Canada, are looking, a lot of them are looking to leave. And so I think that that desire for people to leave those countries is bringing a lot of
mm.
clients.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
that sounds interesting because where should they live? It's like I see that I am like also like, and my one of my friends, he say, why all want to move to Dubai? And then when I was in Dubai, when he said, I was like, okay, I now understand why they building so much buildings, because if half of the world going move there, then
Yeah, I guess for me personally, I've never been called to really go to Dubai. I think every soul is different.
yeah,
For
yeah,
me,
but it was just we see everyone and
but a
everyone in need
lot
of
of
them.
people
I'm
I
moving to Dubai.
met a couple months back, I met some people who uh moved from Portugal to Dubai, and they were so excited to go to this place. And um I personally, I love Portugal. I don't live in Portugal, I live in Spain, but
Mm,
Portugal, our next door
mm.
neighbor. So
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
I love Portugal. I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I could ever leave if I lived
Mm.
there. Kind of how I
My
feel
best
about,
friend also. My best friend, he also have that. He also love Portugal.
yeah, I
I'm
love
gonna
the
book,
old
I'm gonna book a
Morocco.
session for him also with you. So, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna book a session for him because he needs to know where
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
going.
Anyone who's interested,
Yes,
um,
yes.
and yeah, anyone who's interested, can find my page. I have the sale that I have going on is I've already extended it, which is the problem. The sale ends on the 21st. So the prices that I have now are lower than they normally are, but for the holidays I did like a month-long sale.
Mm.
Um and so yeah, the sale ends on the 21st. So
So
um if
be quick.
booking before the 21st is much
Yes,
better for your wallet.
two
So
days back. Yes.
yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and I'm so exciting and look forward
Thank
to
you
our
so
session
much.
tomorrow. It's gonna be
Yes,
so nice,
I'm
and
really looking forward to it as well. Thank you so much for having me on
thank
here.
you for your time, and thank you for everyone who watching us. And we send you so much love, and we're coming back with much more on my channel because we must get all this out to you so you can be the best version of yourself and live the way you should, and not who have told you how you should live. You should find out who you should live. So thank you, Isabella. I appreciate your time and send you all so much blessing and love to the world. Thank you. And
Thank
I
you.
will put you in the comment her information, going in and book her. And yeah, okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Putting this.